Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Thank you for watching this short video on Hope of the Ages. Usually we'll go through these melodies together at Unite with Maddie, who's been awesome in helping us as singers learn melodies and just know exactly what we're meant to be singing. And occasionally we'll do short videos like this just to help you guys get to know these songs well so that we can sing together, sound united and lead our congregation well. Often in songs, most of the melody is pretty straightforward, but occasionally there are some confusing or tricky or just technically maybe difficult bits, and also some little sections that we may modify slightly just to make it easier for us and the congregation to sing. So we'll give you this help by doing videos like this. So let's jump into Hope of the Ages and go through some of those sections. So this is Hope of the Ages. Pretty simple song, but there are a couple of specific parts that I want to go through just so that we are aware of what we're going to be singing. You'll see it's in 12/8, which is a little bit different than what we might normally have. That would be counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But an easier way to count it is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a which is probably, that's how the drummer would count it in, for example, just as the 1, 2, 3, 4. But we have basically 12 quavers throughout a bar grouped in threes that make up a full bar. So the verse is in like a 4-bar pattern that kind of repeats twice for each verse. So this line is the same as this line is virtually the same as this line, and so on. They change a little bit depending on what the lyrics are. So it's pretty simple. At the start, the gospel of Jesus, it's the hope of the ages, burning brighter and brighter and standing forever. But the bit I want to draw our attention to is this third line each time. So it changes. From here you can see that all of these notes are the same, down to here where you got the first one that's lower, then it goes up. Over to here it's up an octave but same notes. First one is lower, then it goes up to this one note, always goes down at the end. And the last one, they're all the same again. So bit intricate, bit sort of tricky to try and remember that. So I just like to sing them all as one note. So this one we will lift this note here up to be the same as that. Same here, we'll lift that up. So it will be, it's a city that's shining and it will never be tainted, to match these other ones. So that's basically the verses. A little bit different in that we have a little tag at the end of this verse here, which repeats this line. It's up an octave, which we might not do depending on what key we're doing it in, but obviously that's a big jump. So it's one of those songs that jumps an octave. Let's have a look at the chorus. So these rhythms here, that probably look a little bit unfamiliar because they've got it's a crotchet with a dot. They're actually going to be sort of on those downbeats. So if we're thinking 1, 2, 3, though Christ was dead, so they're on the strong beat. Now it's this rhythm here that I want to focus in on. It happens again down here because the chorus is like this sort of 4-bar phrase again that repeats. So this note here, and this one here, which could be a tricky one. The reason I think that they might be tricky for us is because this lands in a bit of a weird spot and we might feel more natural putting it back. So I'll just sing this for you. Though Christ was dead, now surely he is risen. So it comes in on the second note of that group of 3 there. So it's though Christ was dead now, and it makes this sort of pattern of offbeat notes with this first half of this bar. Then they land back on the beat here. So I'll sing from here. Though Christ was was dead, now surely he is risen. So that's probably the trickiest rhythm, I think, for the song. So good one to be really deliberate about. Now when we get to here, like the equivalent note drops back an eighth. So I'll go from here. Yeah, he's coming back again, and Christ will. So you would have heard that that's a quick note. And Christ, it's right at the end of that bar. And that is what I think we might be tempted to sing this like. We might be tempted to go, though Christ was dead, now surely. But that's not what's written. It's though Christ was dead, now surely he is risen. So we're going to have to remember that that's a longer note there than here. This is the only time it does that short note. Down here, which is the equivalent line to here, you actually have a drop down on this eighth. Again, I think why don't we just sing that note through and not drop down here, but drop down on this one to make it the same rhythm as this, so we're not having to remember and teach this very small change. So I'll just sing that for you. Though Christ was dead, now surely he is risen. And here, and Christ will reign in triumph forever. Yeah, all praise belongs to him. Yeah, all praise belongs to Jesus. So that's the bit there that we're going to focus on just getting right each time. Second verse is pretty much what we talked about. Second chorus is the same. The only other bit is called a quick instrumental before the bridge starts. Then the bridge is pretty simple. So sing hallelujah, Christ is our Redeemer. I sang that wrong. Sorry, I'll do that again. Sing hallelujah, Christ is our Redeemer. Shout hallelujah, Jesus holds our future. So that line that I sung wrong, same as this, might feel like we should sing like I did the first time, because it actually comes down to a note that kind of isn't in that, well, sort of in that chord, but would perhaps sound different than what our ears will be sung perhaps different to what our ears want to tell us. So our Redeemer. So I think that's about it. Hopefully that's helpful as we learn and sing this song. Thanks so much for checking this out and spending time learning that. See ya.